Hello everyone, last week we created this script to optimize structures on robot structural analysis software. So basically we are defining our inputs, then we are creating the geometry configuration, then we are assigning the analytical bars, their sections and materials. We are defining the sections, bar end releases, supports, loads, and then we are running the analysis. After that we are obtaining the stresses, subfade, and deformation of the model. And we are ranking the results by using a penalty function method. Now, we will turn these nodes into a custom node to use it more than one time. Here on the File tab, we are creating a new custom node. We are defining a name, and we are defining their category, and then we are clicking the Save. After that, we are copying and pasting all the nodes that we created in this custom node. And here we need to specify their inputs and outputs. So the output is our weight score. And input is, since we try to optimize sections, input will be our indexes for sections. So with these indexes, we will get the elements from this list and we will assign them to the bars that we created. After saving this custom node, now you can use it by basically selecting the location that you created it and creating it on your design script. As you can see here, all these nodes turned into one node, and its input is section indexes, and it gives the output as weight score. Now let's test this custom node. Here I connect the section index input to my section indexes that I wanted to be. As you can see here, there's 10 section number and I have 10 elements, so these sections will be applied to my elements. After running this code, you should first restart actually the Dynamo and robot structural analysis. And then after restarting and running the script again, you will get your weight score as we get it from here. Now we can use this custom node multiple times. Now let's bring our script to another level. I want to create a population, and I want to calculate weight score for each element, each individual in the population, and then based on the result, I want to choose the best truss. My aim is this. How can I achieve it? Here, first I'm defining the lower limits and upper limits. Upper limits are coming from the list that we have, the list that has the sections name. So as you remember, we have 41 elements in that section list, and we have 10 elements in our truss. So we have limits 10 elements for each element. 41 is the limit for the index. And I want to have I want to evaluate 5 different truss. So my population size is 5. Right? Now I'm using a Python script. You can create this script by using ChatGPT, and also I will share this script with you. Now through this script, I'm creating a random population. Each numbers are coming random from this Python script. You can also use this Dynamo node, but I don't prefer using the Dynamo node because Dynamo allows us to use Python, and Python is more functional when it comes to this kind of things, creating random numbers, so on. Now I have a list. So here, as you can see, for my first element in the truss, I have 5 different numbers, which are the indexes that will choose the sections, right? For the second, third, for the last element, I have different sections. And as you remember, our truss had 10 bar truss. So here I have 11 lists. Why I have a list that has 0 in it? Okay, this list I will use it as a list that have my fitness functions. So I will add the fitness function results here. At the end, I will have population and the fitness results based on this population. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get, for first iteration, first element from this list. I should use my custom node, and by the list that I created from the first elements, I will have 10 elements, a list that has 10 elements, which are the section indexes. And when I connect these 10 elements to my custom node, I will have the weight score of my first individual, right? Okay. And if I do the same steps in a loop, then I will get weight score of each individuals. Now, how I'm gonna do this? Okay. So here I have a initial populations fitness calculator node group. I have iteration number, a list that has my iteration number and my random numbers for my population. I have a loop check so that I can stop my loop, and I have a custom node. So this custom node is the key part of this script actually. Okay, to make it clear, I bring that custom node outside the custom node. So here, all nodes inside that custom node is here. You can see them clearly. So what this custom node does? Here, first I'm adding an iteration number to my list as a first step, because this iteration number will be used for stopping the iteration when it is 5. Also, it will be used to get the elements from my list, right? So this is my list. What I need to do is get first elements. So, and by my iteration number. So I'm getting my iteration number by basically this get item by index node. And here I have 0. So if I connect it with, again, let's get item at index, and if I use level 2, I will get first element from my list, as you can see here. But I will also get the element for my fitness, the list for my fitness scores. So I need to remove this one, right? And I am using it is simple. We learned it. I'm using this 0 by just let's remove item at index and writing 10 instead of index. Writing 10 and connecting it to the indices. Then I need to floor these numbers because my my custom node is working with integers. As you remember, it was giving these indexes to the list get item again, and it was getting the corresponding section names from the list. So it has to be integer. Then after connecting these integers with my custom node, I'm getting a weight score, right? For my first individual, because it is the iteration number 0. Okay. Now, to calculate the second iteration, I need to increase the iteration number by 1. And I'm doing it here by adding it 1. So at the end of the list, I will have another list, exactly the same of the first list. Let me bring the first list here so we can compare it. Okay. So in the first list, my iteration number was 0. It became 1 because it is now second iteration. I have population numbers. What is missing right now is I had 0 here for fitness function, and I need to add this weight score here, right? So that it will save the weight scores to evaluate them later. How I'm gonna get this weight score and add it to the end of my list? First, I need to get all the populations, right, without the iteration number. So basically, I'm using again list get item. It is basically list management, these steps. They look confusing, but it is simple. So I need to get my list without the iteration number. I'm doing it with list get item. Then I need to get the list from this very end of this list. I'm doing it again, list get item here. Since it is in the end list, I'm getting the index as a 10 and I'm connecting it to here. You can manually write 10 instead of doing it like this, but I'm making it more parametric, so it counts the list and then gives the index to the list get item. So if my numbers of elements have changed, it will still work. Now I have 0. I have to have also my population, right? So I'm dropping the last item from the list, which is 0 for fitness scores. Now, right now I have the populations separate and I have the fitness list separate. First, I'm adding the fitness list, my new weight score. So I am having here my new weight score. And at the end of this list, which is my population, I'm also adding the new list at the end. So here I have populations and I am having the fitness score of the first individuals at the end of the list. I'm doing it with list item at to end node. Then I am connecting again my iteration number with my list. So at the end, I'm getting my iteration number updated, my populations, same. I need this population because I need to use them next iteration, right? So if I don't add them to the list, I don't have any population to calculate for next generation. And at the end, I have the fitness scores. Now, it is ready for second iteration. What can I do for second iteration is basically copy and paste it here at the end of this first iteration. So when I click to run, it will calculate the weight score of the second population, second individual, because my iteration number have updated to 1. So it will get the first iteration number, and it will get all the first elements from my population list. They are individuals, as you can see. And basically, we are doing the same steps. We are removing the fitness score from the list. We are flooring the numbers, the integers, and giving them to the section index. Here, again, we are doing the same steps, and it calculates the new weight score and adds it to the end of my list, and also it updates the iteration number, so it becomes second. Now, after understanding these steps, I need to run this script in a loop so that I can calculate all the fitness results for each individual in my population list. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to use a loop while node, Dynamo node. So here, my loop body will be the body that I just created. My initial value will come from my initial population with the iteration number that I added. So my initial population with iteration number 0 and with empty list at the end of the populations. This is my initial value. My loop value I just explained. And I also need a custom node to stop iteration. Okay. This custom node contains these nodes, and I have another custom node which is loop check. It will check if the loop is done. How it is checking it is I have two inputs, as you can see here. Right. My iteration number is coming from my population size because after 5 population it has to stop because I don't have any population after that. But you can define, so I'm just getting it from here, but you can write it inside the code block too. So my iteration number is coming from there, and my initial value is actually my iteration number that is constantly updated through this custom node, right? So each time we are updating it. So it is 0, it becomes 1. In next generation, it becomes 2, 3, 4. And when it is 5, I'm comparing them together, right? So if they are equal to each other, this node sends stop signal to my loop while node, and the loop stops. The basic step. So I have here 5 nodes, 2 input, 1 output, one for comparison, one for getting the first value from the list, and then it works. After these steps, I can run these custom nodes with loop while, and it will calculate the weight score for each individual. I'm deleting the codes, the nodes that I bring outside from this custom node, and I will test it right now. As you can see, the run has started calculating the traces in a loop. It's constantly changing the sections and calculates the new sections. You can see. And done. When the run is completed, you can see the individuals, the iteration number, each individual, and corresponding weight score of these individuals. So based on these weight scores, we can say that, okay, the first individual is better than other ones. And also, while running this script, all the custom nodes has to be saved the same folder of this Dynamo file. They have to be in the same folder, or the custom nodes has to be saved inside the Dynamo files. So this is all. I want you guys to do the same script and maybe increase the population size, try to find the best results for this population, and so on.